Hey guys, welcome to Pinterest in 10 minutes a day, where I am here to empower busy mom entrepreneurs take control of your online business and learn how to use Pinterest marketing in just 10 minutes a day. My goal is to teach you the ins and outs of Pinterest marketing, share success stories, and provide actionable tips to help you grow your business. So let's get ready to learn how to make the most out of your limited time and resources and achieve big results. Today we are going to dive in. We are spring and we are talking about cleaning out our strategy. And today we are talking about engagement. I hear all the time, how can I get more engagement on Pinterest or saves or clicks? Or what is Pinterest engagement, right? Pinterest isn't about vanity likes. It's actually a planning platform where users save ideas for later action. Okay. So engagement signals the algorithm that your content is valuable and pushing it to more people. So you want engagement on Pinterest, but it's not the engagement that you think of Instagram, TikTok, and that type of thing. Okay. So we're going to talk about the core metrics of Pinterest analytics. So the first thing is impressions. So impressions is the number of times your pins actually show up. And this is a really good foundation. So if you're not getting any impressions on your pins, you're not going to get anything else with Pinterest. Okay. So, but you also want to take of that with a grain of salt. If you open up your Pinterest app on your phone and there are 10 pins on that same screen, all 10 of those pins are getting one impression each. Whether you are physically or your eye is focused on one of those pins or not, they are all counting as impressions. So if you are on your laptop or your computer, there's about 20 pins in a page. All 20 of those pins that get scrolled past are all getting a single impression, okay? So impressions are super nice. They're good to have. And they're a great foundation. If you're getting low impressions, then that means you're not doing very good keywords and your profile isn't set up right. High impressions means you're really good on the keywords, but if you're not getting any other actions like saves and clicks, then you got to work on your content. Okay. So that's what impressions are. The second thing are saves. They're also used to be called repins. And this is a really good signal. When somebody saves a pin, it is a yes, I want this for later vote into the Pinterest algorithm. It recirculates saved pins or repinned pins, okay? Boosting your long-term reach. When you save pins that are valuable and other people save the pins that you've pinned that are valuable, that is all these votes in your Pinterest profile and more people, or sorry, Pinterest will keep showing more and more of your pins, okay? Um, I'm not sure how accurate this metric is, but people say to aim for about a 0.2 to 2% save rate. It's really different niche to niche. So if you're in DIY, fashion, or food, your save rate is going to be a little bit higher. If you're in a smaller niche like emergency preparedness or pet living, it might be a little bit lower. But honestly, I don't try to look at those numbers because as I've done more and more profiles, each business is different because you can get as a ton of saves but still not be getting the clicks and the sales you want. Okay, but saves are a really good signal. If you're getting impressions but no saves, there's a break somewhere with the pins. If you're getting impressions and saves, you are on the good direction. Okay, the next thing we want to look at is outbound clicks. So outbound clicks is actually the biggest thing you want to look for as an entrepreneur, because this means you're getting traffic over to your site, your blog, your affiliate links, your YouTube, your podcast, whatever. So you want to prioritize outbound clicks. So looking at the pins that are getting good outbound clicks is a process that you want to repeat. If you're getting impressions, how can you convert that type of impression into a save or an outbound click? Because the goal is the outbound click. This means the pinner has intent on using that information. They see value. It's good conversions when you get over to your website, and the algorithm loves outbound clicks. Okay. You have an outbound click rate, and that is a percentage of how many clicks, outbound clicks per impressions or saves with that. But that's what your outbound clicks are, is when somebody actually clicks on the visit site and they head out off of the Pinterest platform onto whatever that link goes to. Okay, the next thing we want to talk about is pin clicks. These are also called close-ups. So if somebody clicks on your pin, it doesn't mean they're actually going to your website. If somebody taps on that pin of that feed of about 10 to 15 pins, that pin tap is going to enlarge or close up on that pin. So that is what a pin clip is. People are zooming in or they're looking at more details. It shows an interest, but it doesn't really, you might not get saves from it. You usually don't get outbound clicks from it. You might, but pin clicks means there's still an interest there. So that is still a higher tier above your impressions. Okay. Then the metric engaged audience. This is the number of users interacting with either saves, clicks, any of the above compared to your total audience. So let's say you have an audience of 2,000 people who's seen this. How many of that 2,000 people are actually saving and clicking your stuff? I don't really look at that number. It's a nice number to have, but I don't really, it's nice to see that number going up, that there's more engagement, but there's not something specific we actually look at for that. And then comments. So comments is another version of engagement with Pinterest, and it is totally okay to respond back to comments. It creates good community, but just focusing on commenting over and over and over on people's posts isn't going to boost you in the Pinterest algorithm. Responding to comments is great, but you really want to focus on creating pins that add value and being consistent with Pinterest over just commenting on pins. Okay. The biggest thing you need to understand is that consistency beats commenting marathons. Just going through and commenting on a bunch of pins is not the engagement that Pinterest is looking for. Okay. That's TikTok, that's Instagram, that's Facebook. That is not Pinterest. The consistency Pinterest wants is fresh pins regularly. Okay, so if your consistency is 1 day a week, that's fine. Keep it up, right? If you can do 3 days a week or 5 days a week, even better, as long as you're consistent. Pinterest doesn't love it when you're on and you dump a ton of content for 2 weeks and then you ghost them for a while. Okay, consistency is the key to winning with Pinterest. Okay. Repinning strategically is going to help you boost your content because you're able to piggyback off of other pins that are doing well, and it will boost your content that you are adding. Okay. You definitely want to avoid repinning spammy pins or clickbait pins. Don't repin those. That's not going to get you good with Pinterest. So if you are repinning, which I definitely recommend, make sure you are repinning something that has value and a good content with there. Okay. It takes a little bit more deep diving, but it is 100% worth it. Okay. Action step 4 today. So I want you to go through and I want you to check your analytics, and I want you to filter from this month to about 60 days and to about the 90 days and check out what pins are getting the most saves and what pins are getting the most outbound clicks. Okay. And try to duplicate what's working. So do new images, but images with similar ideas, or do the same template, but a different image, or do the same headline, and play around with different pins that are very similar to what's already working with getting you saves and clicks. Something that I love to do is when I was creating a new blog post every week. Now I'd probably do it about every 3 months, is I go to Pinterest and see what pin is the most popular. And typically it's how to delete old pins, right? And I will go and create another piece of content about how to delete boards or how to delete pins. So it's a new piece of content that is for something that I already know is taking off, and that will boost. So your action step is to dive in and see what saves and outbound clicks are already working and figure out a way to duplicate that without copying it exactly, but either creating more pins for that post. Maybe you know you only created 2 pins for that post. Go ahead and go create a few more. If it's a post that you can dig in deeper for, create a new piece of content for that. Okay. If your guys' engagement feels stuck, like you have high impressions but really low clicks and saves, or you're not getting any impressions, then I definitely recommend checking out and getting a Pinterest audit. I have different levels. The foundational fix up starts at $25, and then you move up from there, and you all get a checklist with paragraphs of items that you need to fix to help you improve. And for the month of February and for the month of March for spring cleaning in 2026, if you sign up for a Pinterest audit, then I will also add on a bonus video where I'm going to walk through and record the fixes that you make that we've talked about on your audit for more than just reading through this. So if you sign up, anyone who signs up between February and March 2026 will get that. Audits are super helpful to have somebody take a different look at your profile from a different angle and understanding what your business is to give you tips on how to grow and what's your next step with that. Okay, guys, thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions, I would love for you to go ask them in my free Facebook group. It's called Woman on Pinterest, and I will chat with you guys later. Bye for now.